Sup, it's Greggatron.
This, look at it. Yeah, look at it. This, yeah. This is
What's good? Alright, so this is a continuation video of a video I dropped about a week ago. I got some more Todd McFarlane. Yeah, I know you guys aren't surprised. But some of these I was already planning on getting. I just didn't get them last time because I didn't want to go too crazy last time. And today was payday. So I'm like, let me see what they still got. I got this at my local comic shop. So if you're into collecting, that's where you want to go, your local comic book store. You can also find these at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, GameStop, Best Buy even. Maybe not these specifically, but as far as the comic shops goes, he gets these based on who turns them in, basically. And then I think Walgreens does some exclusives, and Target does exclusives, and GameStop might do an exclusive. So if you want a certain one, sometimes you have to go to a certain place. I wish it wasn't like that, but what can you do? That's just how it be. Right? So I knew I wanted Azrael because I knew I was going to get every variant of Azrael I can find. In the previous video, I showed off the red Azrael. Let's get him out real quick. And I remember this was there, but I wasn't sure if it would still be there. I was like, man, let me see what else he has as far as Azrael. This is the gold label condition or collection, whatever you want to call it. And I'll compare it to the red one. I mean, basically they're the same. It's just the paint job is different. What's interesting about these, depending on the paint job, or the variant, I should say, depending on the variant, the price is going to be totally different. For example, I was going to get the Catwoman from Nightfall, or they might call it Night Quest. It was the gray one. And then the guy tells me, oh, by the way, she's more expensive. I'm like, more expensive? How expensive? He's like, she's $100. I'm like, $100 for a Catwoman? I'm like, I think I'm good on her. Maybe I'll wait. He's like, all right, now there's another variant, the purple suit, which is kind of like the Long Halloween one. Same figure, different color. That's $80. I'm like, well, I would rather have the purple one anyway, because that's the one I kind of grew up on. So watch how you spend your money, because you don't want to get the wrong version and then say, oh, crap, I actually wanted this one instead. Well, depending on what shop you go to, they don't do return policies. They have a policy of no returns, rather. Whereas in this case, with Azrael, I want all the Azraels. And normally I don't do that. But, like I said in my last video, this is my guy. And I explained why. So if you want to get caught up, watch the other video. while I'm here, let's come over here real quick. So as far as this dude goes, for the most part, they're identical. The only thing I noticed different, look at the chest area, the torso. The red one's got that cloth from that shoulder pad to the other. Whereas this side, wait a minute. On second thought, it is the same. I was going to say this side doesn't have that cloth, but that is a cloth. I thought that was just his chest. Now, the paint's definitely different in the sense that he has the cross on the white one, and his mask has some type of design that's more obvious than the red one. But if you look at his chain, his belt, the cross right there, all that stuff is the same. The cape on both of these, it's all about the same. The sword looks the same as well. Alright, so I got them. Back to over here. I remember there was a Damian Wayne, or no, there was a Jason Todd that was unmasked, an unmasked Red Hood. That was gone this time. I was like, oh man, I knew I should have got that red. It was more expensive though, I remember. A lot more expensive. So maybe I wouldn't have got it even if it was there, but it would have been nice to see it again. Let's talk about Mr. Freeze, shall we? This guy is pretty slick. Yeah. I like the boots. I mean, I like the suit in general. Very nice. Nice face expression. I like the red goggles. Of course, there's going to be a freeze gun involved. Yeah. This speaks volumes to Mr. Freeze. Look at that. Whenever I see this, I think, you will give me Nora, or you will die. That's my favorite quote from him, and that's from Batman Arkham City. Alright, speaking of Arkham, this is Robin from Gotham Knights, which is a video game, a continuation of Arkham Knight. Because at the end of that game, not to spoil anything, Batman is not around for whatever reason. So Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl all step up to help out. This here is Tim Drake. Nice little look. You know, Red Robin, they call him. Yeah. Nice, simple look. He's got some gear. Got some padding on there. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Last but not least, I had to pick up the Martian Manhunter. I almost didn't because he looks kind of odd. But I'm like, he's supposed to look odd. He's a Martian. He's got the funny looking face. I really like the green skin though. That kind of stands out. Definitely stands him out from the others. I like how everything's dark, dang near but the green. But look at that cape. That's cool. And then the yellow things that hold the cape down. Yeah. Nice belt. Whatever you call that. Nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong. He was always kind of a favorite character from Justice League. You gotta have him on your team. Now let me get these guys with all the others and see what's going on. Alright. Did some rearranging. Now what I will say about these, what I really like most probably, besides the figures themselves, these are really easy to collect. Because look at the box. And I only get the ones with the box this size, like the bigger figures or the ones with all those accessories with the big box. I don't get those because it would mess up my whole flow. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the packaging goes, they're very visible. That looks great. But furthermore, these things are really easy to stack. That's if you want to keep the box. But the way they're displayed in the box, in my opinion, looks better than if you were to take them out. I'm just saying. Because they look so clean in the box. Now, I'll probably end up filling this whole wall up. It's possible. Now that Marvel Select is no longer a thing, rest in peace, Diamond, I can easily see myself making this my new that. And these do take up less space than the Marvel Select figures that you've seen in my other videos. You know what I mean? But they're not as big as the Select figures, but they're just as detailed, if not more. So what McFarlane is doing, it definitely has its pros. One pro is the figures look amazing. And another pro is they look even better when they're with others, when they're together. Nah, I mean. And also the beautiful thing about these is there's just so many more coming out. Like when I was at the shop today, a lot of those characters I didn't even recognize. I'm like, who are some of these people? But that just shows you the vast, how should I put it? That just shows you where this man is when it comes to comics. Like, he knows it all, man. He'll take a character who people haven't even heard of, and he's like, well, let me make this into somebody popular real quick on the shelf. And it'll sell. Trust me, it'll sell because of the brand. Alright. So there's going to be more videos like this coming in the future, I'm sure. I would like to get Cyborg Superman if I could find him. So let me talk about that real quick. The problem with Cyborg Superman, I saw on Walmart's website that they had him, right? So I go up there last week, and there was no Cyborg Superman. I'm like, well, how can your inventory be that off? It says there's like 3 of them. And the guy's like, well, these toys here, 3 just means there's 3 figures, not specifically Cyborg Superman figures. So like, let's say I'm looking for that Thomas Wayne. It won't show Thomas Wayne. It'll just say 3 McFarlane toys. So every Walmart I went to, none of them had Cyborg Superman. I'm like, ain't that about a beep? So something tells me I'll have to find him on accident. Or perhaps at a comic book convention. Because what I want, you see Steel down here, Steel and the Eradicator. I got them. I want Cyborg Superman, and I would like to have Superboy to complete the 4 of the Reign of the Superman. Also, I would like to have Batgirl from Gotham Knights to match these 3. So that's like a 4-pack. Reign of the Superman's like a 4-pack. And some animated series figures would be cool too, to complement these 2 and that one. But again, this is multiverse stuff, so they can just come out with anything. And if there's any more Azraels besides these 4, I'm with that too. I think there is, because there's just so many variants. So this toy line right here, as far as I know it, it's like infinite, man, because of the multiverse. That's what's making this man so much money, is because he's doing it off of a multiverse. That's crazy. I mean, like, Red Hood alone had like 3 or 4 or 5 different Red Hoods. And dang near each Red Hood had different variants. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, should I say my favorite? My favorite. I think last time I said it was the blue Azrael. But the more I get, the harder it is to even have a favorite. Because look who's on top. I mean, come on. I had to put Thomas up there. You gotta have Thomas. I shouldn't even do favorites anymore because it's just not fair. It ain't right. But will there be... So, yeah, there will be more videos. There will be more figures. There's a Hal Jordan armored suit, but it's like the exact same as Steel. It's Steel's suit, but it's green, and it's Hal Jordan. I'm like, that's lame. We can do better than that. I already got Steel. You know, give me some other armor, Hal Jordan. And I was just talking about how I want variants, but if I get a Green Lantern, I want it to be something special. Don't just give me a copy and paste from someone else's armor. You know. But let me get off of this, or else I'll be talking for another 20 minutes. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Who's your favorite DC character? Who would you collect the most? You see I got the 4 Azraels. So if you were to collect, would you get more Robins? Would you get more Supermans? Would you get more Batmans? Who would you want them to make more figures and or variants of? They also had a Scarecrow, and I didn't really like that Scarecrow. It looked weird. But definitely Cyborg Superman is needed. Man, I'm excited because there's a QuadCon coming up I think I mentioned this last time, but last time I went to a QuadCon, that's where I got my animated series Superman and that Nightwing up there. So it's like you don't even know what they're gonna have. That's the beauty of it. And I got that animated series Batman from a QuadCon. So that's the fun, man. You just have to go in blindly and just bump into stuff on accident. Yeah, that Nightwing, that Batman, that Superman, I all got at a QuadCon. And then all the others I got from either a GameStop. Speaking of GameStop, I saw a Two-Face at GameStop. I might get it. It just looks a little bit too colorful, in my opinion. I want my Two-Face to be darker. Like that Two-Face looked like it was way too colorful. Because if you look at these figures, here I go talking some more. If you look at these figures, man, they all got like a specific kind of darker tone, give or take, besides Robin and maybe Superman. But I like how DC is really exposing the darkness on these characters. They're embracing it, I should say. Because DC Detective Comics was always kind of dark. But I should probably get the Flash. They got Flash variants like Yellow Flash. They got, man, come on now. They got everybody. So I'll probably get a Flash at some point. Hopefully a Green Lantern. Maybe a Two-Face. Hopefully Catwoman. Hopefully Batgirl. Most of all, hopefully Cyborg Superman. And there's also a Steel that has a gray cape, which I don't really need that. I don't need that in my life. And perhaps some more Red Hoods would be cool. If I can get that Red Hood that's unmasked, which I doubt, but that'd be cool. So, GameStop, Best Buy, Walgreens, Walmart, Target. Boom. And comic shops. I just saved you a bunch of time. So go out there, see what you can find, do your thing, have fun, spend wisely, don't be an idiot, pay all your bills first. Amen. Save your money. Just get this if you're into it. Y'all know who y'all are. Don't be using no credit cards for this stuff either. Just spend the money if you have it. If you really want it, that is. But again, it's impossible to just buy one or two. Because you can't have Batman without Superman, or Batman without Robin, or Superman without Steel, or Robin without Nightwing. They all go so well together, man. I mean, look at that. That's 3 different Robins. Nightwing, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Red Hood, and Tim Drake. And I'm pretty sure they got Damian Wayne also. Crazy. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.